Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. This is Naziaty Mohd Yaacob, your host for this podcast on Talk Architecture. Welcome again. And this is a teaser for the new upcoming interview / conversation that I have with Gary Yeow, who is a podcaster and a fresh graduate who studied in a university locally and also abroad. And currently he's working abroad as well. And what it is that I first met Gary Yeow during those lockdown period when everybody sort of congregate to the Clubhouse a lot. And, coupled with our interests in architecture, education, and practice, I met him online in an audio platform. So there were other people like architect Ar Lok Wooi of Wooi Architects and other individuals that I've met online, and some which I have not met personally, like Gary Yeow. So what it is that there were a lot of questions and we were discussing around them. It led to our podcast. Well, from my point of view, I did a lot of podcasts and also even written blogs about stuff that we talk about. At the Clubhouse, we were talking about our local graduates able to compete with overseas graduates, for example, or things that are wrong about architecture education, or things that we see that are general problems regarding architectural practice. There are many problems that we can refer to. For example, is there enough that we have done in schools of architecture that prepare students to the challenges that they will face when they are in architecture practice, and the practice itself for those that we consider fresh graduates transitioning into practice, those who have already been in practice for a few years. How are they, and difficulties to get your professional license, and those mid-level architects and their problems of some of them not having licenses yet, or they're having problems to move forward in their careers. We talk about a lot of topics, salary problems, the lack, comparative salaries with other professions, and how architecture graduates are taken for. Architecture, not only architecture graduates, but architects have less salaries than other professions. There are a lot of topics, and the one that is the ones that I'm going to be having a conversation with Gary Yeow is the issue of the Association of Architects. Like in Malaysia, we have PAM, or Pertubuhan Architect Malaysia, which is an association of architects. The perception that this organization represents the concerns of architects from all those levels, from all those issues, the things that I've mentioned earlier, from fresh graduate to 5 years experience to 10 years experience and so on. And whether the role of PAM could be expanded, or what are the important roles of PAM. Knowing that the institution or the legal side, which is that deals with the registration and licensing of architects, such as in Malaysia, the LAM, the Board of Architects. I mean, I'm not pretending to be someone else, but I'm just facilitating the discussion. I do have an agenda when it comes to architecture education, and I have explained several times about that. But with Gary Yeow's discussion, we can see that the good thing is he's taken away my focus to his focus, or the general focus. That's why we're discussing about PAM's role in all the discourse and the concerns in architecture. We do touch on other things as well. And I think it's going to be an exciting conversation with those who are really interested on this topic. And I gave my opinion as well in the next episode with Gary Yeow. And it's very refreshing to hear from someone whom is not in my immediate circle, which I've been doing many episodes before. I mean, Lok Wooi, the last episode, is also a departure away from me interviewing the immediate circle, and Amin Zakaria, who was the architecture designer that focuses on sketching, may it be on manual or digital. So Lok Wooi is more, we have different perspectives in our talk architecture episodes now to make it much more interesting. And as always, interviews are one of those sessions or episodes that we could get the views of others and food for thought in our ongoing inquiry about things. I hope that the episode could give you those and more, and I'm looking forward to more interviews as well. So let's listen to someone who is just graduated and look at architecture differently. Very refreshing, very interesting. Check out Gary Yeow's XYZ podcast. And also I will look out at what other things are going to be discussed further with Gary and others who are associated with him and in his circle. And, we kind of like look out for each other in the architecture fraternity and the concerns of the architecture education and practice. So watch out for the next episode. Thank you very much for listening. Take care wherever you are.